Alright, this is the build of the programming track, the double programming track, partially. The programming track for the Binghamton Western Mile Railroad is going to be an 8-foot double track section on this 1x4. I had bought a 1x4 previously and recorded part of a video doing that, but I had them cut it in half and planned on gluing it back together end to end, which I could have done, but the problem was that I didn't put enough glue on it. I didn't want there to be so much glue that it was a problem holding it together. Didn't want it sliding around too much. So I put very little glue on it, and it just wasn't enough to bond it together. So that ended up being a wash. But those pieces, I've kept them. They're 2 4-foot long 1x4s. Those will be used as the long sides of one of the modules for the modular layout, and I'll just have to get more 1x4s to make that module a whole. I have the audio for this muted, and I'm voicing over later because I was doing this in the living room with my mom right there, and the TV was on. As you can see it in the corner, you can't really tell, but I'm watching One Day at a Time while doing this. With UCut, I can just film something, have people talking, and then mute the audio and do voiceover like this, which makes it much easier. But of course, it would be hard to do for any other type of content. As you can see, Bruce's spruce is here now. I was using a tape measure before. That wasn't working out very well, so now I have the straight edge, and this is holding the track. I've pushed the track right up against it. That's enough space so that cars can have clearance, so that when I put the piece of cardboard on the outside to prevent any derailments from happening, knocking stuff onto the ground, stuff will hit the cardboard. That you can see there's one of the Canadian Pacific gondolas that's I won from Vinny. I had the box with me, and there I'm setting the track next to it, making sure the spacing is correct for the second programming track, and I should be shoving another Canadian Pacific gondola up into it. Now I have not fixed these yet. As a future project, there I just turned on what's referred to as a torch on the phone. It's a light on the phone. I have my utility knife keeping that car from rolling because it's all the way on its wheels, and the programming track is going down into the thing. Now nothing is glued at this point. I'm just making sure things are lined up. I was unwrapping the car at this point. I thought I paused the video, but apparently I had not paused it. Right now I am up in my workshop, moving stuff around. I'm getting out my New York Susquehanna Western SD40-2. The new locomotive is in the mail. It left the Philadelphia Regional thing on the 6th at 6:08 a.m. and as of the 7th it was in transit and was scheduled to arrive on time, which was by 9 p.m. on Tuesday, so it should be in at 9 a.m. on Tuesday because that's about when the truck gets to the post office here in Silver Springs. As you can see, the other Canadian Pacific gondola, the second of 3, is sitting on the other track. And I think I have my portable battery holding it, keep it from rolling. And a little stir on my shoulder as I'm reaching over, making sure everything is straight, pushing the track up to that point. On this first track, it was kind of doofy how I did it. I didn't I glued the track down 2 different ways. I haven't put any glue on it right now. There I'm using a pencil marking out where the track goes so I can look to see later when I put the glue on about where the track is so I can put glue in approximately under the ties. I'm looking for some freight cars that I can bring down and put in a train to pull on the programming track. Looking for ones that have knuckle couplers and such, which most of my stuff I got at the Potato Train Show has knuckle couplers. The car disappeared. I think it's up to the right. I think I moved it up farther to the right. Now you can see a little bit of white there. I have put glue on the track. I put glue down. I put drops of glue here and there. I did a couple few lines across, and then as I'm gluing this down, I pull the track up, put glue under it and such. I glued one 3-foot section of flex track down, and then in a little bit, should be scraping top. Oh, there's the car. I'm putting it on the track. That's kind of being used as a weight to hold it down. Made sure there was no glue, so there would be no glue getting on the car itself. And just setting that car there for weight. Thumbs up, that part's done. Okay, now we have the gluing that piece of section of track in. That is 3 feet glued down. Thumbs up, it's good. Well, it's not moving. And here is it's actually my mom's X-Acto kit. Taking out the number 4 blade, which is a chisel blade. Trying to get it out of there. I had to get the micro screwdriver to get it out of there. Didn't want to pull out. I got the blade out. I set it down, and then I remembered that I forgot to get out the knife. Got the knife. Let's see, just twist that, pull the blade out, put the 4 in there. I could have used the other blade, but I decided to use this chisel blade. Just push in, take the detail off. The second track, I did this before I glued it down. I put getting the light, so you can see what I'm doing. There the track moves and I'm holding it and scraping off the bike detail out in that tie and ripping it off, getting the bike detail on the other side. Being careful not that it doesn't slip and cut me. Holding it by the rail with my thumbnail, using danger that we can easily. The other side, I intended to only do 1 tie, but I ended up having to do 2. I did not remove the ties. Some people remove the ties to put rail joiners. I did not. I just scraped off the detail for 2 ties on each section of track, and then here's the rail joiners. The box open. I'm trying to kept sliding away from me. Got one little 4 thing of rail joiners. break it off. Didn't want to break. Tried using the wire cutters. They didn't want to work. A cat or something making noise. I'm trying to get the rail joiner on. I don't think I had taken the details off the other top. Maybe I did. No, here we go. Now I'm taking. No, I scored it toward the middle. Probably shouldn't do that, but these are cheap. Blades are cheap for these. Using the needle nose pliers to try and crimp it down a little bit on the rail so it's a little loose. And here I have the first track glued down. You can see the white spots of white glue down there. There's the CP rail gondola holding it down there, and the portable battery further down, along with sections of track down there for the other track. Now here I'm adding a few more spots of glue to areas that are still moving a little bit. Just next to the ties. Doesn't have to look pretty, just has to function. Closing the bottle after every use. And here we have the second track, has the glue on it. That I scraped the details off 4 ties, two on one end of each track, and put the rail joiners on. Then I marked out where the rails would go and used the straight edge and mark various places along the track, and then made a few glue lines, and then flipped the track over, set it down, and that was that.